Normally, when we talk about electronic signatures, we talk about the signature between an organization and a person. You, as the end user, you sign up for renting a house, borrowing money to buy a house, renting a car, etc. This presentation is going to focus on business-to-business signatures and the challenges we meet when two businesses are signing contracts with each other. I will be talking about who can sign, how do you reach the signer, and how do you verify the signing rights. So this picture illustrates the difference between a B2C signing and a B2B signing. In a B2C signing scenario, the recipient is always the signer. You know who the signer is. You have been in contact with that person, and that person is going to sign up for the contract. This is not necessarily true with business contracts. In this case, you may have been negotiating with one person, but that person may not be the person who is signing. So you don't really know who the actual signer is, or there may even be multiple signers. So how do you handle this challenge? And also, when receiving the signed contract, how do you determine if the signer is authorized to sign on behalf of the company? Of course, an ideal situation should determine this automatically, right? As the originator, you send the document and you have some sort of function that determines who the signer is based on the company by looking up in the business registry and also looking at the company policy, because there may be policy requirements saying that one person can sign only up to a certain amount. If the amount is higher, you need either two signatures or different people to sign it. So of course, in a deal scenario, you would have some function that would find the right signer based on the company and the company policy based on the contract. And then, of course, send it to that or those person to sign, and you will have the signed document. The audit would then contain information about this lookup, so you would know that you have the correct information. Challenge number one starts with the business registries. You need to know who's allowed to sign, and how do you find that? Well, that's where you look up in the business registries. The challenge with these registries, they are often made for human consumption. They have a lack of digital contact information for various reasons. There's typically no unique identifier for people, so you may run into problems when you have several people with the same name. And what is the quality? Are they really updated when changes occur? I've taken a couple of examples. This is from Brønnøysundregistrene, which is the Norwegian National Registry. I looked up here Norsk Hydro. And this is the information that's returned. You see there's names returned, no identifier, no emails. There's no contact information, it's just name. And also, if you look at the bottom, the signature field, it's a free text description of signature rights. And in many cases, this may be difficult to understand what it really means. This one says either the CEO alone, or it can be two board members together, or the chairman of the board, or the deputy of the board separately. And I've seen many examples where it's really difficult to determine what this is. And also, if you look at the procura jointly, there's a list of names. But the last line there is not name. It says two of these together. So determining automatically based on this is really difficult. Another example from Denmark, from Lego, you have exactly the same challenge. You have addresses on people, but no email, no unique identifiers. And again, free text to determine who is authorized to sign on behalf of the company. So this makes it difficult to do an automatic lookup on that. So we need a practical solution that works today for handling this kind of information. So what we've come up with is a solution where we've added functionality So whoever receives the signed document can forward that to somebody else, one or more people, either signing it first or not. So typically the person that has been negotiating will receive the contract and then determine this is too high amount or I'm not authorized and sign this document and then forward it to somebody else. That or those person will sign it, and then at the end a lookup is performed in the registry. Information is simply gathered from that business registry. There is no attempt at analyzing it or doing some smartness on that. It's just put into the end result as an attachment. You may even have a last signature signing off before leaving the company, so somebody verifying that everything's okay. And in the document, you will then have information about all the people involved, the people that forwarded, the people that signed, but also information from the business registry. So that means when I receive a contract like that, I have the business registry as it looked at the time of the signing. And I can then do a verification seeing if this looks okay. This is what it looks like. If you open this in Adobe, you will see there's an attachment with business information. In this case, it's fetched from the Bolagsverket in Sweden. Same thing, you will have the list of information who is authorized to sign. So, while waiting for automatic systems that can determine who can sign, we have the forwarding functionality. So people within the organization can send it to the right person. And we put the signing right information within the actual signed document. So when you look at this 5 or 10 years in the future, well, you will know that this is what the business registry looks like.